All opposed? Motion carries. Here's the motion and a second to approve the transfer of the funds.
Motion.
Is that Mr. Botts? Motion by Mr. Botts. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the correction of the January 24, 2023 minutes from approve the county clerk's quarterly report to approve county clerk fourth quarter report, subject to audit. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Durham.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve a correction also to January 24th, 2023 minutes from accept the sheriff's fee report for December 2022, subject to audit, to approve sheriff's fee report to December 2022, subject to audit. I need a motion and a second.
So moved, Judge.
Okay, motion by Mr. Comer.
Second.
Second by Mr. Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next one is approve the correction to January 24, 2023 minutes to approve the approved 2022 sheriff fee settlement to approve 2022 sheriff fee settlement subject to audit. Motion and second needed, please.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Kinslow.
Second.
Second by Mr. Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we need to approve the sheriff December 31st, 2022, subject to audit. It's attachment A in your packet. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Kinslow.
Second.
Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the sheriff's quarterly financial statement ending December 31st, 2022, subject to audit. It's attachment B in your packet. Office, attachment C. I need a motion and a second for this, please.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Durham. Any discussion? Helena's here if anybody has any questions. If you want to explain too, just that way.
What's this for?
Okay,
Exactly.
she's going to explain this.
All over it. Okay.
She's got it.
So currently we have e-poll books through the state of Kentucky. Former Secretary of State Allison Lonergan Grimes went into a contract with a company called 10X several years ago. That contract has expired. The current Secretary of State extended that out for like another year or so. So we got through last year's elections on the state. Now the counties are required by law to purchase these electronic poll books, and we have to maintain them and enter our own contracts and everything here at the local level. So this is really not anything we can get out of, but they do have funding available that we are going to apply for. So basically, we'll be reimbursed. These e-poll books are $17.35 each, and the State Board of Elections is going to reimburse us $1,700 per unit. So we're really going to be about $35 a unit when it's all said and done. So we'll get back around $68,000 from the state. Our total purchase is $70,200. Years ago, pre-COVID, we got roster books from the state. We no longer get those. So the only way to check in our voters on election day is through the electronic polling system, okay? So we will have the company that, there's only two vendors that got approved by the state. One is No Inc. They are also a vendor that our election equipment vendor has kind of teamed up with. So it's kind of a no-brainer for Barren County to go with no ink. They're very popular throughout the state. When I watched the demonstration, they just seem super simple, kind of what we've already been used to. I do like some of the new features, like instead of us having to write down which ballot face or which ballot number that the voter's going to get, it prints off a receipt that we'll tear off and give to the voter. So that takes out some human error. But it's something we have to purchase. Everyone across Kentucky's purchasing them right now, but I have to have, because of the cost, I have to have your permission to get a purchase order from the court, and then we make the purchase. Once we get the serial numbers from the machines, then we can apply for reimbursement from the state. It's kind of like we did when we purchased election equipment a year ago. We had to make the purchase, and then they reimbursed us once we got the information we had to have.
So all the training that goes with this?
So yes, so they will train this, which these are, they're so similar to the system we're using right now. You're not going to, our poll workers shouldn't require a lot of training. There'll be just a minimum difference, and we'll take care of all that. But they do include training. HARP actually will, they're not going to charge us in May, but in November, they will be the ones that do all the mapping and the building and the training for November on, and our current elections vendor, and they'll charge us for that. That's $2,000. There's going to be ongoing contracts that we'll have. One feature that I'm kind of glad I don't have to have another contract on is these come with built-in wireless data service through Verizon. So we won't have to enter a contract with AT&T or Verizon separately. It's going to go through the contract that we'll have with No Inc. Previously, we've had to have these little things called MiFis that the poll workers would have to connect to the e-poll book, and that was a big ordeal. A lot of times we'd have to send out someone to help get those connected. Not everyone was able to do that. These, you turn them on, the internet already built into it, so they're not going to be messing with another device, and we're not going to have a contract with a telephone company. The state had a contract with AT&T, so this just kind of takes that piece of it out. But let's see, there's something else I was going to say about them. They will have, we'll have to have a service contract with them, so maintenance and stuff like that, we'll have an annual maintenance fee on them too. Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have the money in your budget for this, or will it need to go out of the general
Well,
fund?
the elections budget is separate from my budget, so it will probably have to come out of the general fund. I don't have a copy of the elections budget. It always stays in the fiscal court. So the treasurer has that.
Yeah, and then the follow-up, do you know when the reimbursement will take
As soon as we
place?
can make the purchase, Marty, and we get the serial numbers off the machines, which it'll be pretty quick. We pretty much last November, or September it was, last September, we had to submit a number of that we thought we would want. So we had actually at that time requested 30, and talked with several other clerks in the last week, and they're like, Lena, you need to increase that. I didn't want to go way over. We have 56 right now. We don't need 56, so 40 is a more reasonable number. But until we get those machines, or at least get the serial numbers from the vendor, we can't request the money back.
Yeah, and
They have up to 6 months to reimburse us.
Yeah, you led into my next two questions. I was going to ask, how many do we actually need total, and what are they telling you the life of these machines are going to be?
Basically, they're an iPad. We've had the other ones since way before I was county clerk. You only use them twice a year. They come with a case. They're very, well protected. They'll be maintained, well maintained. We upload the new data every election on them, so they should last quite some time. Don't be surprised if the state changes their mind in a few years and we have to do something totally different.
Yeah. Okay.
I would think probably a good, 10 years. I don't know.
Okay.
Because we're always going to have to upload, do the updates on them, and new data always goes on. So they're pretty babied.
All right.
And by pulling it from the general funds, just when we get the reimbursement will go back into general
That's right.
funds.
How much did you say the final cost was going to be after reimbursement?
So
Say around $35.
1,400.
Yeah.
A little over 1,400, I think. So the cost is $70,200, and we're going to be reimbursed $68,000. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any discussion?
And again, we don't really have a choice. That's kind of what you can't not buy them. That's not an option, because we're going to have nothing to sign our voters in on come May. And then, election is, the primary is coming up in May. So got to move kind of fast.
And this keeps us having a better technology to make sure people only vote one time.
Oh, yeah. The e-poll books actually do, they really do help protect the integrity of the process, the voting process. That's been proven. Even here in Barren County, we've had a couple people just challenge the system, and it worked. So I don't expect anything different from this system either.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on this one, please.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Bott.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, we need to approve the fiscal court meeting date for the fourth Tuesday of each month. I need a motion and a second for this, please.
So moved.
Mr. Gross, motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Durham. Is that right? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approve corrections to appointment document for the Ambulance Service Corporation Incorporated Board. I need a motion and a second for that, please.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Kinslow,
Second.
second by Mr. Stinson. Discussion, just to explain on that, is just the way it was worded. He's not a proxy. It's actually, he's assuming a position on that board. So it's just we had to pull one word out of that. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the county clerk amended December 2022 report, attachment D in your packet. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Coomer.
Second.
Second by, who was that? There you go, sorry, I couldn't hear you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Approve the purchase of glass for cell doors at the jail. It's attachment E in your packet. Need a motion and a second for this, please.
Motion?
Motion by Mr. Botts. Second by Mr. Coomer. Any discussion? Mr. Shirley's here today. For anything, sir.
You want to explain the rest of them, what these are?
Yeah, that way it just
Some
kind of.
of us went up
yes.
there that day, but the rest of us. These are actually the little glasses that go in where the slides is on the fire doors, going in and out of the cells. And we had 3 of them that was broke. They've ordered 11. Previous administration ordered 11 of them before we got there. And that is the bill on 11 of them is what you have before you.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to approve the appointments to the Ambulance Service Taxing District Board, Attachment F. I need a motion and a second. This is for, I can read it real quick before you do a motion. It's for Mr. Brett Lowe. It appears the court, Mr. Brett Lowe, as a member of the Barren County Ambulance Service Taxing District Board, expired January 17, 2023. And whereas the undersigned Barren County Judge Executive being desirous of reappointing Brett Lowe as a member of the Barren County Ambulance Service Taxing District for a term of 2 years. The other one is Mr. Albert Dilly. So they are both basically just extending their term. We're reappointing them for their term. Do I have a motion and a second for that?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Pettigo,
Second.
second by Mr. Bott. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approve the resolution adopting and approving the execution of a rural secondary program agreement between the Fiscal Court and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. It's attachment G in your packet. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Mr. Coomer,
Second.
second by Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we will be going into closed session pursuant to KRS 61.810 concerning deliberations on the future acquisition of real property by county government which publicity will likely affect the value of the property. So we'll be going in, I need a motion and a second to go into closed session.
Motion.
Who was that?
Motion.
Mr. Stinson? I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Watts. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Thank you all. We'll be right back. Okay, once everybody's seated. Thank you all for your patience. We need a motion to go back into open session, please, in a second. Is that Mr. Gross? Need a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kinslow. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Smith.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion to authorize Judge Executive to seek appraisal of property or appraisal of property and subject to appraisal for the Judge Executive to negotiate an executive purchase of property that we have discussed.
I second that motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Stinson, second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Durham. Second by Mr. Kramer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?